Welcome back to Arsenic and Espresso, a podcast where we rarely drink coffee, but we always talk about metal music. I am Alice Arsenic. This is my co-host Josh, and we are just a couple of metal weirdos who like to discuss metal music with people on the internet.
Tonight we have some more Draconian to react to. Yeah. I actually really got into Draconian. Well, I don't know if you could say really got into Draconian.
You listened to an album?
I listened to an album, which is different because I don't usually listen to any sort of doom metal. It's just not usually my cup of tea. But we listened to the last single that they put out, and then I just put on the album because I really liked it, and so listened to that all the way through.
Which I have not, so you're one step ahead of me.
Yeah. Right. So I did a little bit of research on this band because everybody was recommending "Death Come Near Me." From the looks of it, that's almost everybody's favorite song, or maybe their best song that they put out. But when I looked it up, there were several different videos.
Oh.
None of them put out by the actual band or the record company.
Yeah.
And they were all 9 to 15 minutes long. So I don't know which one you guys want us to react to.
That's a really long, that's a really wide variety of times.
So I looked up just another one of their videos that's very popular. And it's called The Last Hour of Ancient Sunlight.
That sounds pretty epic.
It sounds pretty doomy. So it was done, let's see, this was back in 2011.
Okay.
And from other research that I've gathered, the male vocalist that does all the growling, he's been with the band the entire time, I think. But then the female vocalist from the last song that we reacted to, she's new as of this album.
Oh, wow.
And before there was a different female vocalist.
Okay.
That did cleans. So it'll be cool to kind of compare and contrast.
Yeah.
Their vocal styles.
I'm excited. I've got goosebumps. I might just be cold, but...
All right, so make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned to the end of the video because we'll always go over the lyrics in depth once the video is over. And without further ado, let's...
Ready.
Oh, remember when they used to have the little tag down here? So shout out to Abandoned Warehouse music videos, right?
Totally. I also love what she's wearing. That is peak 2010s alternative female vocalist clothing, the tulle skirt and the corset.
Everybody had a music video with that.
10 out of 10. Yeah. I wanted to dress like that so bad as a child.
Still do.
Still do.
All right.
Their blood, then forgetting a face, and hide from everyone, to win, to conquer, train them to unite the ignorant turn. In rapture from nature, we divorce.
Voice sounds super familiar. I can't put...
Her voice sounds really familiar.
I feel like we reacted to somebody with a similar voice.
I think you're thinking of the female vocalist that was in the Cradle of Filth, Her Ghost in the Fog video. I think you're thinking of her.
Maybe. No, was it in Her Ghost in the Fog or was it Amphetamine Fix?
Okay, no, it's not the same
Johannesson?
singer. The gal in Amphetamine Fix is Liv Christine. But I've said several times on this podcast that I think there's a certain genre of music that like really welcomes female vocalists.
Mm.
And then once you get out of those couple of genres, you really have to kind of dig deep into bands to find female-led bands. Okay. But within the genres that do kind of really celebrate female vocalists, I feel like there is a very distinct sound of voice.
Yeah.
And I think you're hearing this. You're thinking of Liv from Amphetamine Fix. Is it Amaranth? Yeah. Amaranth, their vocalist.
Even Nightwish.
Even
like,
yeah, exactly. And so it's a very like ethereal.
But it's like all the tone,
it's
that they sing in. Yeah.
Ethereal European sound.
Okay.
And I think it lends itself to what I've said before with some of these bands, that the sound is almost a little bit forgettable, because you could easily just say, "Oh, it's her. No, it's her. No, it's her." Are you sure? I don't know.
There's not enough dynamic between a lot of those vocalists to really All right, let's keep going. Set her free. They just have good pacing. I feel like there's a lot of Doom artists, because I've listened to quite a bit of Doom and I've just never really gotten into it, but I feel like there's a lot that aren't very good at the pacing. I don't know, for me anyways, me and my ADHD brain, I just have to have something else coming. And I mean, you guys know the songs that are very drawn out. Some of you guys really like that. I don't as much.
But I think that's the same for me as with deathcore, how I was like, it just starts in your face and it stays in your face, and there's no like dynamic range in the song.
Right.
You like that.
I do.
Like, you're like, yes, that is the point.
Yes.
Stays in your face the whole time. So I think it's that same sort of thing. Like, this has just enough happening to keep your attention.
Sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
In rapture
Dang, she ran for her life for nothing.
Right? I immediately thought of what's the Trivium song?
Catastrophist.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
Same
Totally.
vibe. Definitely. Like
Oh.
finally escaping, and then you're just
Oh,
back
you're
at
back
the
where you started.
dead.
Oh, dead. Ooh. But did you see all the grass growing afterwards? Like I
Yeah.
said, with death comes life.
There's resolution.
Full circle.
I'm excited to get into these lyrics, but what'd you think of the song first off?
I thought it was beautiful. I love um I mean, I prefer this like slower tempo,
Mhm.
really melodic, and ethereal sound to metal music. I love it.
Yeah.
His vocals, like the fact that um this was 10 years ago versus the one we reacted to was earlier this year,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it goes to show
October,
like
yeah.
if you take care of your voice. I
Keep
had
that.
mentioned in um one of our discussions about Bring Me the Horizon how Ollie had destroyed his voice, and someone commented and they're like, well, he destroyed it over a decade, blah blah blah. It's not this screaming style that destroys vocals. And like exactly, but when you're screaming that way for that
For
long
that long with improper technique.
with improper technique, you can destroy your vocal cords. And so like hearing these two songs a decade apart goes to show when you have like proper training, like your voice stays like so strong. He
Mhm.
sounds just as strong and powerful
Yeah.
now as he did then.
Yeah.
And honestly, his vocals sound just as like refined
Mhm.
then as they did now.
Well, and to be honest too, and some people might not like the opinion, but I actually like his vocals more on this track than hers
Mm.
on this track.
Mhm.
I feel like his kind of take the lead a
Yeah.
whole lot more.
But I do almost feel like his were like lead vocals.
Okay.
Like I do feel like hers was a little bit more of like a backup sound
Fair.
anyway.
Fair.
So I don't think his were like overpowering. I do think it was that intention.
Okay.
But I do think like his voice carried a lot of it.
Yeah. Just thinking about the like comparing it to the last one that we
Mhm.
reacted to compared to Haika, right? On the newer song on I mean really that whole album, I feel like that was like a very true balance.
Mhm.
That it wasn't one was overpowering the other at all.
Mhm.
So I mean maybe we just need to react to more of their older stuff to kind of see
To get a full grasp of
Yeah.
it. And I think like I mean it does come down to personal preference, and I know I said like there's kind of a stereotypical sound amongst a lot of these like doom metal and symphonic metal bands when it comes to female vocalists. There's a very distinct sound, and it doesn't mean they're not good. It doesn't mean
Mhm.
the singers aren't good. It
Right.
just means that there is a very particular sound
Mhm.
that is typically used
Yeah.
by these bands, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, definitely not hating on it.
No,
Yeah,
not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. I think her vocals were beautiful. I think they fit with the song.
Mhm. Definitely.
I just think she fits into a set of bands that used a very similar.
It's not a surprising sound.
No.
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 Very good, but not surprising.
And that's not like that's not a bad thing. It's not bad to be to have an expected sound or to
No.
be even predictable. Like that's not a bad thing. And I think a lot of times people speak as if it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
I do prefer the new female vocalist for just a little bit of there's a little bit of differentiation
Yeah.
in her voice. It is something that's a little bit more unique, something that sets her apart a little bit. But I do really like this band, and listening to what was the first one we watched? Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
Listening to that and listening to this, it does make me want to listen to the band more. And I know I've said it other times that like we'll discover something on this channel and listen to like one or two songs, and like with the intention of like, okay, well let's react to a bunch more of it. And sometimes it's really hard to not like keep listening,
Right.
especially once I found something I really, really enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did with Cradle of Filth.
But I think that's a good dynamic that we bring to the table as well, is that there will be bands that I listen to outside of this podcast and bands that you listen to, and then we can still experience it together for the first time
Together.
together.
Yes.
So
Together. All of us.
Do you want to get into the lyrics?
Yes. The Last Hour of Ancient Sunlight by Draconian. Black is the sunlight shimmering below. It flows through life and the guilt we share. Our sorrow, it cuts through the undergrowth as we abandon this ravenous earth alone. The zeitgeist dimmed the surface and seized the soul. Our mother wept behind the fence, and we drained her blood, then forgetting her face, and hide from everyone, to breathe, to conquer, to linger, to utilize the ignorant herd. In rapture from nature we divorce, like orphans by desire from this closing light. The bewildered sleep, the shadowy voyager is lurking. He's in the flesh of landscapes vaporous, the vacant, unturning sovereign of old. He's the machinery igniting the paralyzed soil. We took the blood of earth and fell in love with death, with life itself as an excuse. Black is the sunlight shimmering below. It flows through life and the guilt we share. We're hiding in chorus as starry eyes close and seasons part in farewell. 'Cause we drained her blood, then forgetting her face to hide from everyone. The bewildered sleep, the shadowy voyager is lurking. He's in the flesh of landscapes vaporous, the vacant, unturning sovereign of old. He's the machinery igniting the paralyzed soil. Thoughts, feelings?
Well, I think this has to do with not taking care of the earth.
Right. Right.
Yeah, just seeing, I mean, the industrial background and everything.
Mhm.
But I mean, only in death, right, was human life actually contributing to
the earth.
the
Yeah.
earth, right? That's kind of what I feel.
Well, I got kind of a chill there at the beginning of the video or I guess middle of the video when you see the little plant for the first time,
Yeah.
making its way up the chains that she was wrapped in, because I read an article. It was about 3 years ago now. Like environmental scientists like ran a bunch of studies, they ran a bunch of tests and simulations, and they said, like, at the current state of the planet as it was like 3 years ago or whatever, if humans ceased to exist, like in that moment, the planet would only need 2 years
To regrow.
to completely regrow and to completely just recuperate
Yeah.
absolutely everything that has been depleted from this planet.
Well, that was, do you guys remember I Am Legend?
Yes.
Right? And how like all of the skyscrapers in New York were all moss covered and,
Mhm.
years running through and everything. And I had heard that first from, it wasn't like an interview, but it might have been like a, like special features or something, basically saying like that's
Mhm.
what would happen. It wouldn't take that long,
No.
for like nature to just regrow.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy cool.
It's super cool. The article I read also talked about how quickly house pets would die, and that was kind of depressing.
Because
They-
they rely on everything.
They rely on us for everything.
Poor thing.
But it's really interesting because, I mean, Nightwish, Bring Me the Horizon both just put out really explicit songs about the environment.
Yeah.
Like explicitly the environment is what I mean.
Yeah. Very explicit.
Not radio friendly music about Mother Earth, you
Not
guys.
safe for work.
But like with like unapologetically saying like,
Yeah.
we are killing this planet,
Do better.
do better, and like
Yeah.
that's it. Like, we are killing this planet, and in turn it will kill us. That's it. Nothing else to be said.
Yeah.
And I mean, this song was put out a decade ago.
Yeah.
And they're saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think it's been said for a long time. Like, it really has been.
I mean, how old were we when Bill Nye was on the television telling us like reduce, reuse, recycle?
The 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We let him down. Yeah, we did. Sorry, Bill. You should also buy from local businesses.
Especially right now.
Especially right now.
Yeah.
Those of us who still have jobs that are paying us, do your best to not pull into Target or Walmart, and see if you can find what you're looking for through an Etsy supplier or just any of the local
Smaller
businesses in your neighborhoods, in your cities and towns. Because people are absolutely devastated right now.
Yep.
And we need to do as much as we can for each other. You can check out our other social media. Everything you need to know about us in the description box below. If you want to continue to support our channel, you can share these videos with lots of people. You can also support our channel through our merch shop, or just like tweeting about us. Super, super supportive. Like, comment, subscribe. That also really helps boost the signal as well. And thank you for joining us on this long journey again.